we tend to think that the more we spend, the better the 120 frames per second slow motion will look. Right? Right. Well, we will see. What's up guys, Dan Frullani here and welcome back to a new video. Today I want to talk about something and show you something real quick. When we have to buy a new camera, when we have to choose a camera, we tend to think that the more we spend, the better the camera will perform. In most cases is right or not? Well, it depends. Like when someone tells me, I want to get a new camera, do I get the FX3 or the Canon R5 Mark II? Well, I wish I had an answer for that specific person, but I don't, because it depends. It depends what you really want to do, what you need to do with the camera. So in the end, it's about the specs, the ones you really need, and the performance of the camera and personal taste. I'll make you an example. Many people love the buttery smooth slow motion that we get when we film 120 frames per second. Who doesn't? Well, actually many people don't care about this feature, but if you love 120 frames per second and the slow motion we get at that frame rate, and you try to figure out the best camera within your budget that will give you the best 120 frames per second. So again, we tend to think that the more we spend, the better the 120 frames per second slow motion will look. Right, right. Well, we will see, but always remember, before you buy a camera, you need to know what you need it for. Like, for example, you spend $2,500, something like that, correct me if I'm wrong, on a Canon R6 or R6 Mark II, more or less the same price range. So you think, I'm fully covered, everything is gonna look awesome, and man, the 120 frames per second will look incredible in slow motion. Let's see. Alright, so what do you think about it? And leave a comment down below and hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. So, in spite of its price, the Canon R6 or R6 Mark II, in my opinion, don't give us the perfect slow motion 120 frames per second. Well, first of all, it's in 1080. So, is that the reason why it doesn't look absolutely beautiful? While when we shoot at different resolutions, 4K 24 frames per second or 4K 60, it's just amazing. Well, let's see another camera in 120 frames per second, and it's a cheaper camera, a crop sensor one. The Canon R7, 120 frames per second in 1080. Alright, so what do you think about it? And leave a comment down below and hit the like button and check the links in the description to see all my gear stuff and things, my gear. So, Canon R6 or R6 Mark II in 120 frames per second, a lot of digital noise, and overall quality, I wouldn't use it, but okay, it's in 1080. Alright, also the one of the Canon R7, it's in 1080. But in my opinion, it looks better. Let me know what you think about it. And now let's see the cheapest Canon full frame, the Canon R8 in 120 frames per second in 1080. Well, in my opinion, it looks good. It's in 1080, but it looks way better of the slow motion 120 frames per second of the Canon R6, and I think also of the Canon R7, but maybe that's just my impression. So let me know what you think. So far, the thing that the more we spend, the better the feature, the slow motion 120 frames per second will look is it's not really true. So let's see now if we change to a different brand, for example to Sony, and we try a camera in the same price range of the Canon R6, maybe it's even cheaper than the Canon R6 or R6 Mark II. Yeah, I think it is cheaper. The Sony ZV-E1. And when we film 120 frames per second, it looks better. But don't just take my word for it. Take a look at it.
Always been a bartender, go getter. Always roll my sleeves for whatever. You can see the sweat on my sweater. Oh yeah. Always cooking something, I'm never slipping. Sticking to my plan A, no snicking. I ain't gonna give up till I'm reaching, I swear. There's a good girl in our faith, gotta get my head up. Got a head full of James and ain't gonna stop, no. No. I'll press play in my mind, in my world. I'm a sucker for my hopes. I'm a sucker of high hopes. I'll press play in my mind, in my world. I'm a sucker for my hopes. I'm a sucker of high hopes. Always been a daydreamer, a bed breeder. Never on the safe shore, dive deeper, whatever.
So what do you think? A camera in the same price range of the Canon R6, R6 Mark II, or even cheaper than that, gives us the possibility to film in slow motion 120 frames per second in 4K. Thing is, we should try not to get stuck to one specific brand. We don't need to marry a system like Canon, Sony, Panasonic and so on, but we need to choose based on what we actually want. and what we need. In this case, if we want the best slow motion, if that's our priority, if we can afford a full frame, we should go to the Sony ZV-E1, which has the same sensor of the FX3 cinema camera. Not bad at all, actually pretty awesome. Or you want to spend less, you don't want to break the bank. Alright, I get it. So you want to stick to Canon. So you may choose the Canon R8. It's a full frame, it gives you a lot of quality, can get some awesome shallow depth of field. It's a full frame, a lot of light, 4K 60, which looks amazing, and 120 frames per second. If you need it, if you want it, it's there in 1080, yes, but good quality. But let's say, do you really have to spend at least $1,500 on a camera if you want some awesome slow motion? Well, let me tell you, you can spend even less if that's all you care about. I mean, there is another camera that gives us some great quality. It's perfect for vlogging. It's very small, portable. It's not a Canon, it's not a Sony, it's not a Panasonic, it's not a Nikon, but it's something you can get for $700 or something like that. Is the Osmo Pocket 3. It's so tiny, I'm gonna show it to you right now. Here. I have it here with the extension, extra battery here, but if I take it off, this is all you need. So this tiny little thing that we pay no more than $700 more or less, not only does it give us some awesome quality, a log profile in 24, 30 frames per second and so on, but when we film slow motion in 120 frames per second, it's just amazing during the day and at night in low light conditions.
But I already know better. I'm a go-getter and I got me. I'm good. I'm head over shoes on hardwood. For me, you know I wrote the book. I'm moving along from somebody wrong. So go ahead, tell me all the ways you miss it, how you want me back in your bed. But I'm not around for hearing you out. I gave you too much honestly, and you closed the door. Now you're calling me, but I don't need you anymore. Yeah, I already know better. 24K got nothing on me. Make you want it forever. Tryna play a game, but you don't play for keeps. Messing with a girl from the east side, yeah. Kinda love you, wanna build your dreams on, yeah. But I already know better. I'm a go-getter and I got me on my own, and I don't waste any time chasing a ghost who don't.
Alright, so let me know what you think about it. Again, leave a comment down below, hit the like button. Come on, do it. Thanks. Alright, so in the end, if you want a camera that gives you very good quality and at the same time performs really good in slow motion, if that's a feature you're really into, that's something you really love. As I said, you don't need to buy the most expensive camera out there, but you need to choose wisely. So as I said, if you want a full frame, really versatile, with some good 120 frames per second, slow motion, even if it's in 1080, the Canon R8 is a great option. But if you need, or if you want even more quality, you don't need to spend so much more than that. If you switch to Sony, there is the Sony ZV-E1 that provides you with some incredible slow motion in 120 frames per second, which looks awesome during the day and at night in low light conditions, anytime. But even if you don't have a huge budget, you have a low budget, and you're a vlogger, for example, but still you want to shoot something cinematic and something cool in slow motion, again, the Osmo Pocket 3 is a great, affordable solution. Alright, I think I don't have anything else to say, and I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, smash the like button, subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh yeah!